Hey everyone, this is Craig Durr with Wayne House Research, part of the Futurum Group. We are still here at InfoComm. I actually have a great opportunity now to sit down with David Dungay from UC Today, or the whole UC platform of solutions. You might know David from some of the journalistic work he's done in our industry, but this is what I'm doing. I invited him he took a glass of water, I'm having a cup of coffee. I want to turn the tables, make the interviewer the interviewee, and talk to you and see what you're seeing about here. Well, anyway, I appreciate you coming here.
Hey, Craig, nice to see you.
So this has been a long trip for you. You guys came all the way from the UK for this. Is a show like this an important one in your mind? Is this something as big as what we should say maybe in Europe, like ISC, InfoComm?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's fascinating. So this show is a little bit more focused than some of the big tech shows we see in Europe.
Right.
But for that AV community, yeah, absolutely. We specialize in unified communications and collaboration, and we're starting to see that AV world and that UC world collide in quite a meaningful way now. So for us, when we saw the list of vendors on the schedule on the show floor there, we're like, hey, it's time to go see what InfoComm's all about.
I agree. So there's a couple of platform players. I think I see WebEx there, Zoom's there. Microsoft isn't here with a booth, but I see them all over the booth.
Microsoft's everywhere.
I know. You can't help but see them there. But you're right. And I think part of that collapsing of that AV Pro getting to that IT simplicity of purchasing and buying is becoming important. One of those things we're seeing a lot of in that story is video bars, right? Man, there's a lot of bars out there now.
There are so many video bars, it's crazy.
Right.
And so my job normally is the interviewer, right? I'm looking for that differentiation in those video bars, and that's sometimes quite hard to pick out, between vendors. But there are some people doing some great stuff, particularly around the outside, so not necessarily the tech, but the IT management of those video bars.
Yeah, I agree.
And how they're bringing that into the whole meeting experience kind of story as well.
That makes sense. I love that. Yeah, that's true. Man, it is a lot of stuff. One of the interesting things also I'm seeing is that these people they're taking their first dipping their toe into video. So there's some audio-centric companies that are starting to release video bars. I think they're solid products. I mean, I'm looking forward to see what those products do. I think what's going to be interesting is what the customer acceptance of some of these companies that are known for audio specifically extending into that product space right now.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, every customer has gone through the same thing. Over the last 3 years, we've seen global pandemic, get everyone home, remote work. Now we're seeing that move back to the office, right? And a lot of companies find themselves in this hybrid situation, and those meeting rooms they previously had may not be fit for purpose. Right. So now the questions they're asking themselves are, well, what kind of technology do I need now for my workforce, where half of the office is at home for some of the week, and then half the office is in. What do those meetings look like? What's important to me? All of that kit and technology I purchased 3 years ago is coming up for renewal.
You're right.
Right? Yeah. Where do I go from here?
Right,
So it's
I agree.
a really interesting question, I think.
I'm glad you hit upon that, because one of the things I'm really liking about this show is I'm talking to a lot of end users, IT buyers. So some of these shows in the past have been kind of the industry talking to industry, and what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing a lot of people talking about it. I was fortunate that I hosted a tour, taking people around to 7, 8 of my favorite vendors. They were all end users. It wasn't channel. We're talking end users over here. Are you seeing similar?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going after those end users in a big way because we need to understand those challenges.
I know.
Right, and there's a couple of big ones. Adoption is a huge challenge these end users are seeing. Right. You can buy technology, but how do you make your staff use it and use it in the way it's intended to be used as well? That's a big challenge we're seeing, and the answer lays out there somewhere. You just got to find it.
It's really interesting, because I think there's this new wave of vendors talking about and end users buying the softer side of IT. And what I'm talking about, they're talking about the experience, or the integration, or the smooth, because there's been all these phrases, magnet or mandate. One of the best ones I've heard about trying to get people to the office is, I'm not going to commute just to compute. I love that. But the idea, what I'm trying to say is that people are trying to appeal to the human-centric side of what's trying to get people in. And I think it's actually interesting to see it start resonating. Do you think it's sticking, or do you still think it's kind of...
Absolutely resonating. Yeah. How many times have we seen in the last year where companies have tried to mandate back to the office, please, and how many times have we seen employees go, no. I don't need to go be in every day. My job does not require that. I can do it just as well from a remote location. It's not happening. And a lot of staff, they've really stuck firm with that as well. So it's absolutely.
Right. So how do you feel here? I'm turning the tides on you. I'm asking you the questions.
Hey,
is this uncomfortable? Are you sweating?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Let's do this. Hey, we share a lot of friends in this vendor space, and I have some key ideas I would share with them, learnings that I'm having that I think that would help them better at an event like this. This is a curveball. I didn't prep you for this.
You didn't.
What are some ideas that you might share to some of our friends who are providing these products out to these end customers, based upon the show experience or what you think is resonating? What do you think are some key themes that people should be talking about?
So I keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's number one for me is talking to people. Yes, these might be IT managers, tech savvy people, but when it comes to technology, they're not going to be as savvy as a lot of the people in that room, the industry folk, right? So you've got to keep it simple. Tell them how it's going to solve their problems and their challenges, right? And if you can do those two things simply, I don't think you can go too far wrong.
Right, that's good. Keep it simple, help them solve their problems.
Easy, right?
I love it. Good. Well, thanks for having the drink, your glass of water, my cup of coffee. Maybe you and I have a chance to maybe even catch a beer at the end and really kind of catch up on what things are going on.
Absolutely. Craig, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much. Tune in here for some more updates on this social channel. Be sure to like, repost, and share, and check out these guys at UC today. They have some great information and data that I think you guys will really appreciate. Take care. Thank you.